I also love young people. I love young people that are courageous. And up next, we have somebody who's super courageous and actually is super funny. And I'm quite excited to introduce him in this way, because when I interviewed him, we had a very serious conversation about mental health. And of course, that is very important. But then we had a conversation about some other stuff. But today's going to be my first opportunity to really speak with and have a chat with somebody who's made a really massive impact through social media. He's funny, he's thought-provoking. I hope you're going to see him on the back today. His character is Dr. Abu. So we're going to hear from Ephraim Lisk, a social media sensation with over 1.7 million TikTok followers. Did you guys hear this on 1.7? 1.7 million. You can come on, 1.7 TikTok followers. Did you guys know that? This is a young man who's got 1.7 million. Come on now. Ephraim or Dr. Abu, can you join me?
Yeah.
You're supposed to call me Auntie. Did you say Auntie?
True.
Test it and see.
Testing.
Yeah, I'll sit next to you.
Hello.
Is it on?
Hello.
Yeah,
There we go.
1, 2, 1. Oh.
How's everyone doing?
Good.
Am I on? 1, 2.
There we go.
Right then. Okay, so Ephraim, we first met through your brother H-Boss. Guys, put your hands together for H-Boss. He does some amazing work in the community. And what I love about these two, I love brothers that get on, work together. So I love that. So we first had a conversation on Chalk Hill Community Radio Station on the Let's Talk show when we spoke about mental health in young people. But you're doing some other stuff now, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us first of all why we had that interview. How did that interview come about? Let's start there. Why was young people and mental health a good thing to talk about for you?
Yeah, I think it's a great thing. So it came about from my brother. He obviously introduced myself to you, and I really wanted to do it at the time because I think, especially nowadays with young people, mental health is such an important subject because we're having young people in schools or just young people not really knowing what they want to do when they're older, or just feeling the pressure of trying to figure out everything at such a young age. So it was important for me to sort of do that as a young person myself. It was a pleasure to speak to you and really go through the aspects of mental health.
And we had a great listenership, so thank you for engaging in that. So, I don't know if am I calling you Dr. Abu, am I calling you?
You call me anything, Dr. Abu, Ephraim, whichever one.
I can call you anything, so anything.
No, but if you call me Dr. Abu, if you call me Dr. Abu, I'm going to have to speak in the African accent.
Okay, we'll do that, because I want people to experience that, because I've seen it. But tell us how you came up with that character, that idea. Who's it based on?
So, I think the look is based on, I would say, family members, but...
Do they know that?
They do, but I wouldn't say that his personality is based on any family member, because he's very intense, for those who don't know. Very intense in how he speaks, very intense in his ideology. Just sort of, he's a very, very strict African parent. And I actually made him a year before I actually went on TikTok. And I was just on Snapchat, on Instagram, just sort of making funny videos. And then that's when I went onto TikTok, and then it just sort of just blew up from there.
Because I guess it's the thing, isn't it? Something you do at home, maybe amongst your friends, you take the mick out of one of your uncles. Everyone's got an uncle or an aunt that after they've left the party, you guys are all laughing. So, how did your younger years shape the character of Dr. Abu?
Yeah, so from when I was young, from when I was, I think, 10, 11, I wanted to become a footballer or just an athlete in general. So I started off doing sprinting at Thames Valley Harriers. I actually held the Brent record for long jump. And
I broke the record for long jump.
Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you. And then from there, I started football. So I started quite late, like around 11, 12. And I joined Queen's Park Rangers, so I was in Sunday League, and I joined QPR, and I was there for about 3 years, playing against teams such as Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. And then from there, I got a scholarship at Aldershot FC, which is a few leagues down below. And yeah, from there, we got into the first team, playing professional against teams in the National League. And I think that really shaped my youth, because having to sort of grow up so early, having to wake up early, travel, play with older people that are 30, like they have children themselves.
So older people that's 30. Oh. For all you 30-year-olds out here.
30 isn't old.
I hope you brought your carer with you.
In regards to myself, obviously, I was 16, 17 at that time, so just older in regards to myself. But
I love that. So you played football. You broke the records. You had a strict regime. How did that become Dr. Abu?
So from there, I stopped playing football, I think in 2020 or 2021, when the lockdown happened, because everyone was just inside, no one really had anything to do. So I just said to myself, why not just make funny videos just to cheer people up? And I never used to think I was funny at all. Like, I used to say a joke. I think there was even one time, it's still in my head, there was one time I think with my friends, I tried to say a joke when I was younger, no one laughed. I said, yeah, I'm not doing this again. But yeah, I just said, you know what, let me just start making comedy videos. And from there, it started off with only 20, 30 people saying, you know what, you should start TikTok, you should start doing it seriously. So I just said, you know what, why not? If you don't start, you'll never know. And you may regret it in the future. So I just started TikTok, and from there, it just grew and grew and grew. And by the time lockdown lifted, and it was time to go back to full-time football, I think I had about 80,000 followers. And for those who know, in football, it's a very tough industry. So sometimes things don't go your way. Sometimes things happen that you don't really expect. Sometimes you hit a crossroads, and that's what happened to me in 2021, because I got injured, and I think I was out for about 7 months to maybe 8 months. And coming back, it was already difficult as it was, because Aldershot, so far, I was the youngest in the team. And they essentially just said to me, look, it's going to be very difficult for you to get back into the team, we've moved on, because the manager moved on as well. So I had a tough decision to make. It was either I take that risk and I go full-time in content creation, or I sort of stick it out, playing football, and I just chose content creation.
I love that, because one of the things is that we are never promised what the next moment's going to be. And we can all face challenges. We can all end up in the valley. But what I do want to say, and what Ephraim is showing you, there is often value in the valley. So even if you're down there, it doesn't mean you have to stay down there. So can we introduce Dr. Abu now? Can we say hi to him?
Ladies and gentlemen, how is everyone doing?
My brother,
Everyone, I want everyone to stand up. Everyone stand up.
We are fine.
This is now the Dr. Abu show. Fantastic.
We are fine.
You are now being introduced to Dr. Abu, the one and only, the most tantalizing, hypnotizing doctor to have graced the planet. That's what everyone can sit down.
So guys, that's Dr. Abu. So you went on TikTok, done some funny, I've seen some of them and they are funny. So well done, you. And then it just took a lead of its own.
Yeah, so it just absolutely just blew up. I think people really enjoyed the content. It went from, as I said, 80,000 to 200,000 to 500,000 to 1 million. And it's now on all platforms over 2.4 million, over 1.5 billion views worldwide. So 1.5 billion views worldwide.
That's right. That's advocacy. So, what would you say to young people who want to make a career or do some stuff with social media? What might you say to them about how they might go about doing that?
I would answer that with a quote. You can never learn how to drive in a parked car. If you don't start the car and drive, how are you going to learn? So I would just say, just start. No matter where you are, no matter what sort of place you're starting from, I would say just start. It's not really about age, it's just about what's up in here. If you have the confidence within yourself, if you have that drive, then you can achieve anything, you know, because as I said, at the time I was sort of like, what am I gonna do? I've been playing football for so long, that's all I know. And as I said, I really didn't think I was funny at all. But if you don't take that leap of faith, how would you know? So I would just say, just start and always remain true to yourself. Be authentic. So in my content, I don't swear, I don't like promote drinking, smoking, vaping. I don't do any of that. Party and all of that. I would just say, just stay authentic to yourself. Be honest and also stick to the, you know, to your culture as well. So my whole content is sort of based around African parents, around the relatability of how you've been brought up. Even though Dr. App is very, very strict, but there is an element of truth in it, you know. For example, if, you know, Ephraim's coming home late, he'd be like, why are you coming home late for? What's wrong with you? You know, so just stuff that people can relate to, you know. So yeah, I would just say, just start. Be honest with yourself. Don't care what people think or say. You know, if people laugh at you, that's just life, you know.
How old are you now?
21.
21! Talk about a real old head. 21! No wonder 30 seems old. You're only 21! That is fantastic. Do you know, I really admired this young man before, but I really admire the fact that you understand there's no trying, you're either doing it or you're not doing it. The fact that you're encouraging people to have some faith, whatever that means to the different individuals. The fact that you're encouraging people to be authentic. Because if you're not authentic, you might wake up one day and not really even remember who you were the day before. So don't get lost. So to be authentic, that is so important. The thing that really, really touches my heart, the thing that hit me in the seat of my soul, was that you're talking about your culture, because culture is so important. It is raised first in so many things, and we talk about legacy. So at 21, I feel like you're just born, so you know I'm not 30. I feel like you're just born, and I know you and I know your brother, and I've met your parents, and I see why. But thank you for being the role model, because our young men, our young kings, queens, our princesses, they need to see that smoking and drinking and vaping and all of that kind of stuff doesn't necessarily lead to fame and happiness. And by you demonstrating that and being the role model that you are at 21, I salute you and my heart is full.
Thank you so much.
Any final words?
I also wanted to say as well, I think I take my content and sort of what I do online very seriously as well. As you said, the culture is so important, but also being a role model to young children and sort of showing them that there is another way of doing things, there's another way to find success online. You don't need to go down the path of maybe doing, you know, drugs or smoking or that side of things. There's always a positive way of doing things, and I just want to be one of the many examples to say that you can do it. You can do it this way. And I think I also wanted to touch on one of my whys as to why I do this as well. So I think last year, I got met, so a lovely lady called Tracy, she met me in Westfield. She was a follower of my content for a long time, and she said to me, Ephraim, I don't think you understand how much your content has affected me. Oh. Yeah, sorry, I don't think you understand how much your content has affected me, because she had cancer, unfortunately, and she was going through chemotherapy, and she said to me that every night, just before she goes to bed, she would watch my content, and that would help her get through very, very tough times. And when I heard that, I said, wow, you know, just going from my bedroom thinking it's sort of like it's comedy, it's just funny, but it's really had a positive effect on someone's life like that. And that's when I knew, and that's when I sort of understood 100% the importance and the gravity of becoming a role model and sort of outputting the correct type of content. Even as well, someone named their son after me as well, which...
Really?
Yeah. So I got
They must only be one, because... That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it was incredible.
And they call him Dr. Abu?
No, it's a So So they called him Ephraim, and at first I just said, that is absolutely incredible. I couldn't believe it. But that was just another sort of showcase to me to say that I just need to continue and keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm a big believer in God, and I believe God has placed everyone here for a reason. And I think it's just, you follow God's footsteps. As I said, at the time, football wasn't for me, and it was a tough time. Like, I'm not afraid to admit, I was crying at the time when it didn't work out. I was like, what am I gonna do now? I put so much hard work, especially my mum as well. You know, she was the mum in the corner with the umbrella, so you know, really, you know, working her hardest to make sure that I'm happy. My brother as well has been such an amazing role model. You know, he's such an not only to me but to my friends, to everyone I know. They always say H has been an incredible role model. Without him, without the rest of my family, I would not be in this position at all.
You know what? I don't know. I think that when I grow up, I want to be just like you. I don't know what to say. But I do want H to quickly come up, if you can quickly for us. He is Ephraim's big brother. Make your way around, grab him right ever so quickly. 6.1. I had the GPS going, I hope that's not my phone. Okay, he's there. But you both also have a business, don't you?
Check. Yes, we do.
Tell us quickly about that. Because I went to your launch, it was very
Yes, you came down to our launch. I see some people in the crowd that we know. So we run two different businesses. The one that you're talking about, I'll touch on in a second, but the one that means close to our heart is one called AFND, which stands for Always Furthering and Nurturing Development. It's a youth organisation based in Brent and beyond, and we're moving into the Midlands, and that specialises in mentoring, creative programmes, and finding alternative and new ways to educate and inspire young people. But on top of that, we run a luxury perfume brand that we're into fashion. We've got 2 stores in Westfield, one in White City, and one in Stratford. So we're trying.
What can I say? You know, this is real legacy. You guys, my heart is just like, wow, this is what you call more on top of plenty in terms of awesomeness. Can you put your hands together for
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Hello, can you hear me, ladies and gentlemen? So I just been told it's time to say goodbye to Dr. Abo. So I just wanted to thank you, honestly. I want to thank everyone for coming because, look, the culture is so important. Everyone being in this room, it means more than you believe, I'm telling you. So keep on inspiring. If you have children in here, make sure they focus on their books and studies. It's very important, you understand? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay guys, I'm going to keep this moving swiftly because I've had such a wonderful time. I almost forgot that the night is not finished and there are more people that we need to have on the stage. Weren't they wonderful? Wasn't that fantastic? I like Dr. Abu. So for those of you that can't get your children to bed at night, get Dr. Abu.